When you score, you make the West Ham sings. Jota on the wings, Jota, Jota on the wings. Every time you're on the ball, we know it's gonna be a goal. A superstar from Portugal. When you score, you make the West Ham sings. Jota on the wing, Jota, Jota on the wing. Every time you're on the ball, we know it's gonna be a goal. A superstar from Portugal. Da 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 la 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 la. Da 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 dum. La da 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 dum. La da da da. This song is available for download on Spotify and iTunes. No, it's not really. Welcome to the Sunday Night Talkhammers show here on Claret and Booze. Gavin, you ads.
That was brilliant. That was so good. That was so good.
I thought I better use it before Spurs sign him.
Yeah.
Otherwise it'd be a waste.
Oh, fucking hell, that was fun. That made me laugh when I saw that earlier. I'm pissing myself. Fucking brilliant.
I know. Well, it's a definite rumour. It could have. It's more than a rumour. We're negotiating with him, but there's quite a few clubs that are in for him as well. But anyway, look, welcome to the Talkhammers show. It's just us two tonight. John's gone to visit his nephew's newborn baby or something like that. So yeah, they've gone to do that. And Mickey's got a toothache, bless him. He's on codeine, and he's knocked him out. It's knocked him out. So it's just us two tonight. We will be taking calls. I don't know. Didn't know Nick could sing. I can't sing. I thought that was proof of that, to be honest.
Mr. Mace just said excitability over mediocrity. It's like come down to earth. Brilliant.
Yeah. But no. Look. It's yeah. I think he's an exciting player. I know a lot of people like Mace. Tin Pot League and all that. Don't forget Van Dijk came from that Tin Pot League as well.
Yeah. True.
Many good players have. So, yeah. So how are you, Gary? Anyway,
I'm all right. I'm kind of in the dark a little bit because my fucking lights won't work.
You're in the dark, but you're more illuminated than normal. I think it works better.
That's only because I switched it to HD. It's been on fucking standard definition for. I realise you have to actually set that in stream, which is ridiculous, right? But anyway, look, I'm sort of in the dark. I'm being blinded by that fucking light there as well. I can't turn it off because it won't talk to the app. Right, got two lights. Neither of them are talk to the app at the moment. So there you go.
It's all right. It's all good anyway. Yeah. But yes. So tonight we had some news. I'm sure you've all seen it all over social media that Ibrahim Osman, the player that we've all been quite excited about, the Ghanaian chap, 19 years old, who plays for Nordsjælland in Denmark, not Norway, in Denmark. It sounds like that's been slapped down by somebody, according to X and Sean, an advisor of Sullivan has said, "Yeah, we think you're overpaying for this player." What I think that means to me is one of Sullivan's trusted advisors, aka scouts, has probably come to him and said, "I've got this player for you instead, much cheaper." What should we say? 7 million agency fee, 50-50 split, like the usual deal. So that's what we're looking at here, because we know that's what Sullivan's done throughout his time here. They can't just take money out of the club. This is, look, we can't prove it. I've got no proof, but that's there's dodgy agencies. They're always players with the same fucking agents.
This weird old narrative that seems to be coming out now, though, which is it's along the lines of, well, Moyes don't fancy this player, and look at all the other players he didn't fancy. How far have they got? You know what I mean? He now knows. He knows everything. I mean, in fact, he didn't want Kudus and he wanted Maguire, and he didn't want. It's neither in nor there. But he's obviously, we're back to praising Moyes for fucking being brilliant at transfers as well. Something which he fucking ain't. He has the odd success.
Listen, we will see how this goes with Phillips, because Moyes is pinning his hopes on Phillips having the same impact as Lingard. Now, look, we all hope that happens, but this is a guy on ridiculous money. He's now our highest paid player. He hasn't played since November the 12th, and even before that, he hadn't played much. That was only 19 minutes that he played back in early November. He's injury prone. Let's see what he does, because let's face it, Phillips is going to be a mainstay in this team, which means he's going to have to play every fucking minute of every game. So let's see how his body holds up under that strain, because look, and that's the thing. And for me, and for us to turn around and say, I'm not sure. There's this player, Osman, who's been scouted, not just by us, but by Brighton, by Brentford. And they wanted him, but he's chosen to come to us.
And Arsenal.
And Arsenal. And then for us to turn around and go, oh, I don't know whether that's worth the risk. But I tell you what is okay, though, to go and spend fucking 7 or 8 million for 4 months of a bloke who ain't played for 2 months.
Yeah,
on a good player, but to go and pay all of that money for to rent someone for 4 months, basically. That's all we've done.
Yeah. And that's all it is. If he is a success, we will be just renting him because he'll be going somewhere else after the 4 months, right?
Listen. If he fails, he's going back. If he's a success, he'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
We ain't keeping Phillips.
Well, I suppose it could be mediocre, and Moyes could be in charge.
But then he ain't going to. If he's mediocre,
right, this ain't a masterstroke, like you said. This ain't some fucking genius. Picking up Lingard wasn't genius, right? He's always done it. He's always picked up ex-Man United players. He sees the Lingard comparison of he can't get in the first team at Man City, and David Moyes rides in on his trusty steed and puts him straight into the first team, gives him loads of minutes, and hopes that it comes good. And it likely will, because that is not really a gamble. Right?
Yeah,
not really a gamble. You sign in a regular England international who comes from Man City, who ain't that far away from fitness. It ain't really a gamble. It's gonna work. I tell you, I'd put 80% chance on it working. It will work. That is the way he likes to do his transfers, on dead certs. Harry Maguire would have been a good centre half. Scott McTominay would have been a decent central midfielder. They're the ones he plays, safe bets. But unfortunately, those safe bets cost you a fucking fortune, and you can't go and do anything exciting.
No, but Garino says stories are that an agent from Belgium is claiming to represent Osman. Now, look, Garino, I think that you can see is, but I think you will know yourself. If that deal is going to fall through and we're pulling out of it, then the club and their little minions will start peddling loads of narratives to this because they will want to justify why this deal has fallen through. Greedy player, greedy agent. No, it fucking ain't. It's not. It's basically they just want to change direction, and they're making excuses as to why. Now, look, the bigger concern, because I'm sure you've all seen these rumours. No inside information on this front, on this story, but we've seen rumours coming out. Now we know that Kloppo is leaving Liverpool at the end of the season.
Yeah,
and what that means is a lot of people are putting 2 and 2 together and expecting Alonso to go and try and fill Klopp's boots. As good as Alonso is, those are big shoes to fill. So they're anticipating that Alonso is going to go and do that. Okay, fine. But what does that mean? And the rumour is, obviously, Tim Steidten and Alonso have got a relationship. Their director of football is stepping down in a month or 2 at Liverpool. Now, all of a sudden, David Moyes has got his target, and it looks like we ain't going to get any of Tim's players now. That's what it fucking looks like. It looks a little bit like that now. If all we sign is Phillips, and then all of the work that Steidten's done over the past 6 months, identifying players, going out there like this one with Osman, if we're not backing him, then with all due respect, I won't be surprised to see Tim fuck off, because and then we will have to stick with Moyes in. Then it'll be back to fucking square one. That's what it'll be.
It will be back to short-term gains and hoping for the best, that the miserable football comes off. Yeah, look, if we lose Steidten and keep Moyes, that is the worst of both worlds, right? That is, and having to see Steidten with what's his name, go across and take Liverpool to even higher heights would be not a great look. The thing is, and this is a fact. This is something. Well, it's not a fact. It's just one of my assumed conspiracy theories, right? And that is when Sullivan loves to cash in. He's already going to cash in on Paqueta, right? He's got he's going to make a nice tasty profit.
He's not going to be able to in the summer. Have you seen that the court case that is very premature? He isn't going to be cleared until after the summer. So the likelihood it's. No, it's not over. No. The average Granit Xhaka was accused of basically the same thing. It took 18 months for it to be cleared and through court. That's how long this process takes. They're anticipating that it won't be done until February 25.
Right. Okay.
Which means that Paqueta ain't going anywhere. No one's gonna pay 85 million if all of a sudden he could be a Tonali and banned. They're not going to do it.
What I see, if Steidten doesn't hang around, is I see an exodus of players who joined or signed because of Steidten, right? And that includes, if Paqueta was able to move, he'd move. We know that. If if Stein goes, Kudus is off as well. Bowen is likely off as well, right? Probably the youth team have just signed up to their new contracts. This seems to have happened straight after we signed Callum Marshall, right?
Yeah. Well, I think we've got the players that we wanted to get nailed down on deals.
Have we done all that lying? Have we done all that lying to the youth team and sold them a pup, got them to sign, apart from Obama, got them to sign? Now we can go back to plan A. I wonder.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the closing days in the window. But as far as I can see, I mean, even the other deals. Do you know the deal? I told you this. Do you know when we was talking about Bradley Locko from Brest, which is one that Stein definitely wants. One of the highest rated left backs in Ligue 1. He's brilliant. He's a fantastic player, brilliant talent. 21. He wanted to buy him, loan him back, and we'd pull him back in the summer. That ain't happened.
Yeah, but Moyes don't want him, so he must be shit. That's what I watched earlier. Yeah,
that ain't happened. Yeah, but if this is a case, if Moyes don't want him, then he must be shit. Then I'm sorry, there must have been a change of direction in that club now.
That's the new rule now. That's the official line. Moyes don't want him. Whenever any player that Moyes has never has not wanted ever has gone on to do fuck all.
Well, right? Look. At the end of the day, I think if it is how it seems now from the outside, then I'm going to start getting nervous about Moyes getting a new contract, whatever happens now. Because if they're back,
I'm very nervous.
If they're backing this fucker now, then irrespective of what happens at the end of this season, he's probably going to be here again for the season after. Because I don't think that personally, someone of Tim's profile, and he has got a serious profile, he's a top man as far as director of football goes.
Todd Bowley wanted him. Todd Bowley wanted him.
He won't stick. He won't stick around, and we're lucky to have him here. They should be. If they fuck this up, then
this is a chance of a lifetime to have someone like him there. He's shown what he can fucking do already. But I am worried that Sullivan, he changes his mind like the weather. If someone's whispering in his ear, and he's not being involved as much as he wants to be because he loves getting involved in transfers and bringing in bargains, whatever. My worry about him is he'll look at Stein and say, well, you've served your purpose. Thank you very much. You bought me Kudus. I'm going to make a handsome profit on him. I'll make a handsome profit on Alvarez, not so much on Dinos. Probably might get me money back for him. But there are several assets that we've got that will make significant money. Bowen, Kudus, Alvarez, and Paqueta. Right, all four of them.
Right. And one second. I want to address this. Moyes wanted Osman as well. Now, look, this is also a narrative that's being pumped out via Sullivan through the ITKs. It's being pumped out that Sullivan wants everyone. So no, not Sullivan. Moyes wants everyone. These players are specifically starting. The ones that we've gone after: Bradley Locko, Sugawara, Osman. These players are starting picks. They're starting players now. Like Calvin Phillips was a Moyes pick. Tim said yes to that as well. It isn't that they want them; it's that they're supposed to be working with each other, signing off on each other's deals, backing each other. The idea is, okay, Moyes, you can have Calvin Phillips. Yeah, I'll get behind that. You can have him, but I'm going to bring these players in as well. You need to develop them. That's the fucking deal. That's how it's supposed to work.
What happens for me is, if the worst did happen, and I can't honestly believe it would, surely even Sullivan is not as fucking stupid as that, as to let Stein slip away through his fingers. That is the goose that lays the golden eggs, right? Yeah. And so, if for instance he did go to Liverpool and they set up a new, exciting regime there and Alonso and blah blah blah, and we're left stuck with fucking Moyes, right? And Moyes ball, then my attention switches firmly away from Moyes and onto Sullivan. I'm afraid.
Look,
you do not ruin an opportunity like this. And anyone that says he ain't done well and earned his money so far is a fucking idiot.
But Gary, my attitude is this, and look, I'll put it out there now. It will be different. If we was to go through the entire season, we were amazing in the second half of the season. Good football. We we win a cup or we get top 6. It would be exciting next season. I'm going to be honest with you all. Even with Phillips, without anyone else coming in, we've still got Ben Rama here. We've still got these players that are unhappy. We still play this same shit style of play, which you need to be lucky to win. And I don't think we will get top 6. I don't think we'll get European football next year. Now, if us not getting, imagine a season next year with no European football. Players will go. You know, like I say, there's going to be a lot of players going next season. With no European football, is going to make it harder to attract players. And if we're stuck with Moyes at that point, then I'm sorry, my interest is going to be gone. My interest is going to be gone. It's just because what is the point? What is the point in speaking? What is the point in having a fucking voice if no fucker listens to you? No one cares. All they want is that they don't care. At the end of the day, we know full well the majority of fans would embrace a change. They want a change. When things are going well, the ones that sit on the fence will go, yeah, all right, look, it's fine. Yeah, go on, we'll stick with him. But it don't take much. You wait. We lose 3 games. 90% of the fucking fan base want him out. That's how much faith people have actually got in him. When things are going well, people go, yeah, all right, fine. You know, we'll sit. But then the minute it starts to slip, people don't like him.
Listen, Dave, we are going full conspiracy mode. You're right, and I hope these conspiracies are fucking wrong. Right? It's just that, you know, basically we hear stuff that comes out of the club, and that narrative usually means something. And you see the narratives of different people start aligning, like it's the official word from the club, right?
Yeah.
And what's happened today is along those lines. Now, it could always be a diversionary tactic, right? It could always be something completely different. You know, we might sign a couple of these players next week. Who knows? With Osman, it could be it could actually be about the agent. It could be to scare him off. Who knows? But Nick's dead right. Whenever they go cold on a deal like that, they usually come up with the excuse that the player's greedy or the agent's greedy or whatever else. The narrative
if one of our youth players doesn't sign his contract, he's greedy. They want too much money. They did it with Deck. They tried it for fucking years. They put it out in public.
Yeah.
They tried to publicly bully people or justify why they're fucked up. Effectively, that's what they do.
And the second it was justified for Sullivan to put Rice up for sale, you know, because everyone knew he was going, everyone accepted it. He fucking wet himself, didn't he? He was like the morning after we won that cup, right? He couldn't wait, and that's what worries me, because I know he's a greedy fucker. I think he'll be wetted himself at the thought of being able to cash in on those lovely assets, right? If we lose starting and keep Moyes, I'm done. Yeah, I won't be done. I'll still have my season ticket, but you know, the thing is, it will be. Well, this goes down as a good season. You know, we had a bad season last season. We won a cup, right? But it was a bad season in the league. This season's a good season. You know, Moyes, look at his history at Everton. Bad season, good season. Bad season, good season. This is a good season. Next season will be a bad season, especially if he starts losing all the people that get him out of the holes, right?
Also, the other rumor is, this is from X's papers. X has reported it. Pablo Fornals, bless him, he's negotiated his deal with Real Betis, so going back to work with Manuel Pellegrini again. Yeah, it's great for him. He wants to go and raise his family, you know, in Sevilla. Don't blame him. You know, that's fine. But apparently, we've come out and said it won't happen unless we can get a replacement in. So he'll get binned off. That will get binned off until the summer.
See, the treatment of players,
bullshit.
Is just terrible, isn't it? You know, I mean, apparently
just let him go.
You know, we're in for 2 players at the moment. There's that Sunderland one that I don't fancy. I forget his name. And there's another left winger as well. And then there's the you know, Jota, and there's this Osman. Yeah, everyone's right. He won't use Osman. He won't. Of course he won't. I think we'll finish 10th downwards. Well, look, I think it's going to be a slightly better second half of season with the reinforcements. But
reinforcement.
When you say reinforcements, it is reinforcement, isn't it?
Reinforcement, and we've lost Kehrer.
Yeah,
we've gained Phillips.
It is one injury-prone, very good player, right?
He's a good player. It's undoubted. Yeah,
and we've got an international tournament in the summer. He'll want to do well. Having said that, he's an automatic pick for that. Not like Lingard, who was trying to get himself picked. Moyes knows the English market. All teams a good, solid, experienced backbone. Yeah, it don't mean you have to get 11 of them, does it? I need then Moyes says I need starting the Moyes working together. Maybe it's all good. Well, yeah. Well, it's one way of looking at it. I don't think they are working well together, to be honest. I think there's still games going on between Moyes and Steiten. You know, for example, this is what happened. You know, Moyes was doing everything he could to make that Phillips transfer happen. including using his media contacts.
Look, but the thing is, Gary, I haven't actually got an issue with that deal. If that deal was in addition to some others, look, we know full well, without Fornals and Benny going now, they're gone in the summer. We've got a massive fucking rebuild that we're going to be undertaking in the summer. Major fucking surgery with players retiring, players moving on, players going out. Getting a few players in now would have made sense. It's less work to do because are we going to be operating on the same premise in the summer? We've got to sell players before we buy. I mean, what the fuck? Get players in so they're actually in and done. Because it'll be the same again. If we ain't sold Fornals and Benny now, they'll want to sell them before we buy anyone in the summer. That's what they'll do. So we need for
Fornals what you just described. That's terrible. That's terrible.
Apparently that's what's happening, and it's the same with Ben Rama as well. Now look, we are in talks with Jota. That'll be a loan, so I understand. But the geezer's on 200 grand a week. Now look, I would take him. I know there's a lot of people that I've done a bit of research on him now. I didn't know much about him. I do now. Yeah. Look, you can turn your nose up on him going from Celtic to Saudi to earn 200 grand a week. I'd fucking do that as well. I'm not being funny. He was already playing in the shit division. Let's face it. He's gone to Saudi to go and earn some money for the same team that I believe that Ronaldo, his idol's gone out there as well. Now, don't forget Lanzini went to where did he go to? Was it Saudi or was it somewhere else he went to?
No, it wasn't Saudi. It was no, can't remember, but it was in the Middle East. It wasn't Saudi.
It was in the Middle East. He went there for money. It doesn't make them bad people. This is a fucking job to him, and he's gone there for a few months. It ain't worked out. He wants out. So look, at the end of the day, sometimes you make bad decisions. You don't make him a dirty shit and shouldn't be, and no one should employ him again. The only thing is, if he's on 200 grand a week, naturally he's going to have to take a massive cut on that.
Yeah.
And he's a brilliant player. Jota would be exciting. He would excite us. But I'll put it this way: if it's Jota for Benny, that's an upgrade.
Yeah,
it's an upgrade.
Of course it is. Listen, I think there's going to be a lot of activity between now and the end of the window. I think there's going to be a few outs and a couple of ins. I think this is not the end of it, Phillips. We surely are going to take advantage of this window. If not, if we don't do any more business at all, then this signing of Phillips is literally just, there you go, Moyes. You can have him for 4 months. Now you've got no excuses, right? So this could also be completely the other direction, right?
Yeah.
It could be the other direction, and we could be going down this conspiracy path of Steins going to Liverpool and everything, because that is nothing but a conspiracy.
Well, it isn't our conspiracy. It's what's been going viral on the internet at the moment. So
yeah, and it makes sense. The pieces fit, right? The pieces fit.
Yeah.
And so that's why, on a Sunday night, we're sitting here worrying about it. We haven't heard anything. To suggest it's happening, and we haven't. Heard
like I said, I've had no information on it at all. Yeah. But this for me, we would have been bringing players in this window. A couple we would have, because it's a huge rebuild. It's a massive rebuild job. I mean, surely they wouldn't just go giving. Because I'm not being funny. You go giving Sullivan, you go giving Moyes 150 million. He'll buy 3 players. Yeah. He'll buy Maguire. He'll buy McTominay. He'll buy someone else.
The Osman
That's all he'll do.
Either. I don't think the Osman deal's dead either. Right. I think this is this could be one of two things. It could be blaming a greedy agent, or it could be just trying to get a better deal, or trying to pay less agents' fees.
Well, we're just reacting to the official information from the club, because when you hear it from X and when you hear it from Sean, it's officially released and leaked.
But we don't
from the club.
But we don't usually get our news from those sources, right? But
no.
But that is the kind of official channels, right? And you see those lines repeated across various outlets, right? And then that's from the club. That's the official word from the club. That's what I'm saying. So look, we do need a right back, as Dino says here. Rinse and repeat. Yeah, we absolutely need a right back. To free Kudus up, let him get on with his stuff. Stop being negative. We love being negative. What's there to be positive about? Right. We have just bought the best midfielder in his position in the Premier League. We haven't. We've loaned him for 4 months.
We haven't bought him. We've rented Phillips, mate.
For 2 million a month, we're paying 500 grand a week for Phillips.
Yeah.
Right. £500,000 a week we're paying for Calvin.
Which is what the deal costs over the course of the 4 months.
He better be good, right? If he's shit for 500 grand a week, that'll be a monumental fuck up. So really, the pressure's on him. It ain't going to be some bonus. Oh, isn't he brilliant that he's doing well? We fucking expect him to do well for 500 grand a week.
No, I know. My fucking thing ain't working, is it? Hang on, 1 minute.
Imagine that if he's out 2 weeks injured, £1 million, bosh, gone.
Yeah, well, he can't. No. Well, look.
That's all, Mandy. It's 500 grand all in. That's the total deal for 4 months. Is 8 million.
The total deal for 4 months is around about 8 million. So it's all in. It's all in. That's how much it costs. So,
so 500 grand a week.
We pay Man City a lump, and they continue paying his wages. But our lump that we give them, it factors in the wages. But that is basically what it is: 500 grand a week.
Yeah, it's including wages, but that is the running cost of getting
that's
that
a lot,
player. That is the running cost for that player who ain't ours for 4 months. 2 million a month, 500 grand a week, right?
To put that in perspective, that's more than what Haaland earns.
3.5 paquetas.
That's more than what Haaland earns.
Yeah. That is 3.5 paquetas. This fucker better be good, right? He better.
Yeah.
For that money. No. Now, people are saying, you know, as if it's some kind of bonus or some masterstroke if he comes good, even if he does well. Tell me in a couple of weeks if it's 500 grand a week well that he's doing. Right. I thought the Osman deal failed due to an agent's fee. Well, that's why it's bounced out. Yeah, that's why it's bounced out. It'll probably bounce back in again. You know, who knows? But Phillips, yeah, I mean, people are looking at this as a bargain and a great fucking piece of business. It's 500,000 quid a week. I mean, it's expensive. By anyone's standards, it's expensive.
It could be a brilliant signing. We don't know. I hope it is.
If it gets us into Europe again, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it could be brilliant. But like I said the other day, all right, we could end up scraping 8th, right? But it'd take a monumentally brilliant second half of the season in order to get 6th.
Yeah,
6th takes a fucking lot of very, very, top results.
Yeah, if you do want to phone now, because we'll just take calls throughout this. We'll probably run. Yeah. We'll run until we exhaust your phone calls.
I agree with Johnny. I agree with Johnny. I'd rather pay £1 million a week for Phillips and watch Souček. Yeah, absolutely. But we're going to watch them both.
But we've said this before. I mean, like with where Souček's concerned, Flynn Downs would be an improvement on Souček.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? Going back to what I said earlier, and Moyes taking safe bets. Harry Maguire would have been 50 million quid. Scott McTominay would have been 40 million quid. They would have cost up. They would have done a job. Of course, they would have. But fucking hell, that's a lot of money, isn't it? We only paid. How much did we pay for Kudus? It was 35, wasn't it? 35 and
35 million. And
he's 30.
Hang on, where are we?
Anyone can do the dead cert stuff, right? I can go look at other.
Hello, Fordy.
Hello, Fordy. Can I let me just finish what I was ranting? Yeah.
Hello, mate. Can you hear me?
Sorry, go on, carry on. I can hear you. Yeah.
Let me just finish one thing. What I'm saying. Any old mug, including me, could go and look at the Man United squad, the Man City squad, the Tottenham squad, the Arsenal squad, pick out some players who are perhaps not regulars. They'll come to West Ham and they'll do a good job.
You don't need a director of football. You ain't got to
be a genius.
No. But look, the point is, you don't have a director of football with the criteria of going out and finding gems and then go and sign ready-made players that cost a fortune. Yeah. We're supposed to create them. Yeah. That's the idea. It doesn't take, there's no genius in that. It's not a genius fucking move to get that done.
It's fucking easy. It's the easy thing, which is what he does with his football style. The easy thing. Sorry, let's go to the caller.
Anyway, Fordy, sorry about that, mate.
No worries at all, right? I finally plucked up the courage to ring you. Obviously,
good to talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I haven't seen you since the Luton away game.
No. That was a good day.
So we went together. That was brilliant, mate. Spending the day with you was absolutely brilliant. I mean, I always thought you were a top man on here, but to actually spend the whole day with you and get to know you was absolutely brilliant. But as you know, I've had quite a difficult time over the last few months and everything, and I always struggle this time of year. But just watching you guys and I mean, where's John and Mickey tonight?
John is he's with family, so there's a newborn baby that he's had to go and show interest in, and there is there's Mickey's got a toothache.
He's probably he's connecting up the front room door at the moment. He's probably going to pull it out with a bit of string, and he was ready to slam the door.
I reckon so. Yeah, but likewise, mate. It was good. It was good to see you as well down at Luton. What would you like to talk about, mate?
Yeah, it's just obviously I'm this time of year. I mean, it's difficult with the game we got on Thursday because obviously Moyes and everyone that connected with the club is going to be focused on that. But obviously we've got to try and do some deals. I think the Phillips deal. Totally agree with what you're saying about the wages. I mean, the boy better hit the ground running and be absolutely superb to justify the money that we're shelling out for him. And obviously, if he is, he's not going to have the same impact as Lingard because he's not going to score. He hasn't got a good goal scoring record. He's not a box to box player. He's a CDM and a quality CDM.
Yes.
What worries me is the fact that. If he's here to replace Souček, then absolutely brilliant. I love that. But I can't see it. I think he's more than likely going to drop
Alvarez.
Alvarez.
Yeah,
Alvarez.
Well,
I think he's more.
Look. I've got to be honest, right? When you look at our team, if you're looking at our team at the moment and you're going out there to buy players to fix problems, that ain't a fucking problem that needed fixing. Alvarez as CDM is not a problem that needed fixing. So if that's what he's been brought in to do. And then what we're doing is we're going to chance our arm and hope that Alvarez, who is not a big guy, he plays at centre-back, plays centre-back for Mexico, but he isn't a typical David Moyes big lump centre-back. That ain't him. So we're going to run the risk that, Alvarez is going to replace Zuma, not make the same mistakes as Mavropanos. If he does that, what I can see happening, because I know what the West Ham fan base are like, I can see us typecasting Alvarez as a centre-back because he'll be played there for 3 or 4 weeks. If he makes a few mistakes, we'll all be calling him shit.
Yeah.
We'll be saying we'll be saying he's shit. He's a shit player, and that basically that move won't have fixed anything. It won't have fixed any problems. But like you say, for it to work and for it to be brilliant, which it could be, is Alvarez and Phillips together. That's brilliant. That will work.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you're right. He could fill in at centre back, and if that's Moyes' plan, I'm bringing in Phillips. He's going to do the CDM. I'm going to move Alvarez to centre back. I can't see it. I think it's more like. On one of your earlier shows, you said that that a few of the players obviously were against Moyes and being sort of problematic. And I've heard that Alvarez was one of those players who was quite outspoken as well.
No, it was Aguirre.
Aguirre
is a guy that we're trying to ship out. But we're not going to be able to. So he's going to be happy because he wanted his move to Saudi. But that ain't going to happen. He's going to have to wait. We need him. He's going to have to stay here.
I think what Andy says here is important. He says if Phillips, if he replaces Alvarez and Alvarez say that scenario Nick just played out there comes true, then it would suggest Moyes trying to take back control.
Yeah.
And
it's a power grab. It's a power grab.
Yeah.
I think that everything that's happening recently. You know me from our conversations that we had, Nick. I'm totally in your court in terms of I'm always out. I mean, on my profile on my WhatsApp thing, it's got hashtag Moyes out, and it's been there the whole time. Yeah. Look, the guy's done an unbelievable job statistically. But it's the football. It's the football that we want to watch.
The thing is, nobody doubts it. When people say, people that are like myself, I don't want him here anymore because I don't enjoy watching West Ham play football, which for me is the most important thing. Is enjoying my team play. That doesn't mean that I can't say he's done well. Of course, he's done well on paper. He's done well. Yeah. People aren't lying. He did get 6th place. He did get 7th place. We did win a cup under Moyes. He has done well. We're not saying that, but I'm fucking bored of the football. Bored, so bored. Bored of it.
To me, the only justification for giving Moyes a new contract is if we actually win the Europa League, and then obviously that will get us into the group stage of the Champions League. I mean, even as Moyes out as I am, if that happens,
I'd argue even me, if he managed, because that is a competitive competition this year. I would argue that if he won that, I probably couldn't argue against him getting a new deal, if I'm honest. You know, I wouldn't be happy about it. I wouldn't be happy about him being in next year, but I couldn't argue against him getting a deal after that.
I couldn't either. And this one here, J-Baz 1978, Moyes was already pissing and crying. We're playing on transfer window day. What? It ain't like he goes and negotiates the deals, is it? What difference does that make?
It sounds like he fucking does, though, Gary.
Well, who knows? He might be the one that's whispering in a certain ear.
I would love, obviously, the rumours that are flying around them. You know, we're looking at the winger, we're looking at Jota. I mean, I know. I mean, my Scottish team is Celtic. I do follow Celtic. I don't. I mean, I have been up to Parkhead a few times, but that was many years ago. But they're my team, so in Scotland, and I've seen him a lot. I watched Celtic a lot when he was there, he was absolutely phenomenal. And people can say it was about the league and whatever, but consistently doing it. He's a great. He would be a great signing. But what I would love is obviously the rumors that are flying around. I don't think we'll get him, but I'd love to be in the build up to Thursday's game or just after, because I think the window closes a couple of hours after the game finishes. I'd love us to announce Callum Wilson. I really would. I think he'd be. I know he's got a dodgy injury record, but I think he'd be a superb signing. Absolutely superb. I think.
A 4 month loan.
Yeah. I must be honest. I think you're right in terms of the type of player he is. Do you know what though? I think I hate him as much as I can hate a player. I think he's been such a smug, horrible twat to us over the years. I really don't. Look, if he came, I'd get on board with it, but I really don't like the bloke.
To me the other day. Someone said
I really don't like the bloke.
They couldn't warm to him. Honestly, if they're wearing a West Ham shirt, that's fine by me. A couple of things here that are quite interesting in his comments. So the first one is that Phillips started his career as a box-to-box and he's a playmaker rather than Alvarez, who is a destroyer. And then the second one, if he's a good CDM, this is interesting, right? Why did Pep convert Stones into a holding mid? He did, didn't he, last year?
He did.
Right. And
no. Look, I'll tell you why. Right, there is a reason for this. There is a technical reason for this. I've watched a technical breakdown of this. The type of player, and this is where Phillips does actually fit really well for us, and it's quite exciting. Phillips is the type of player that he's always on the front foot. He carries the ball and he looks for the killer pass. He's a bit like Paqueta from deep. He's got amazing passing range from deep. He's a deep line playmaker. Great vision, great execution, great passer of the ball. He was never going to fit in a tippy-tappy team that knocks a ball about and progresses the team up. He comes from he's even in the Bielsa team. Bielsa play more like Liverpool than Man City. Right. It's about getting the ball forward as quick as you can and hitting and hurting teams. That's kind of what we need. So in that sense, he's like the perfect player. If we free him up, if you've got him in next to Alvarez and you've got this guy next to Alvarez that can both carry the ball and, I'm not being funny, just put a ball in a fucking sixpence in from 40, 50 yards. He can spray the ball about. He does what was the stats I saw? The most switch passes as well. He's so intelligent. I saw so many examples. I saw so many examples of it. And basically what he does is he draws players in and he always switches play. So he'll look for players that are out on their own where you know that's what he does. He's going to be a good signing. That is why City didn't use him though. He weren't the right player for him.
No. That's interesting. I just hope that is what that is definitely what will happen, right? But He's being listed in some places as a box-to-box midfielder. I don't think he's going to get any box-to-box midfielder role. It's going to be, I think it will either be Alvarez and him as two CDMs, because we've got to have a minimum of two CDMs now, right? And he will be the the furthest forward of the two. He will be the one playing the long balls, like Moyes tried to get Aguero to do at some point in this earlier in the season.
Yeah, well, Phillips will be able to do this.
Crossfield balls, and then this is my fear, because I don't actually think he'll drop Alvarez. I think it will be Souček and Alvarez. Alvarez and Phillips as the two, but I think Souček's going to be like the number 10.
Yeah. Well, look. If he's gonna, let's face it, right? He's tried it with Aguero. This is when we've gone full long ball. It doesn't work. He had a ridiculous success rate, but there is a reason for this, right? And that's why James Ward-Prowse failed doing the same thing. We saw it in a game where Aguero was out. That was when he pulled James Ward-Prowse back, and that's because he saw him as he's got this passing range. He'll be able to ping the balls in. But the issue that you've got is these players ain't fucking magicians. You need to have players forward and options. If all you've got is one player upfield, that player's taken out. It don't matter how good the pass is. If they've got fucking 2 or 3 centre backs around them, it doesn't matter how good the pass is.
The quality of ball that he's capable of playing, Phillips, that has got to be a Kudus, a Bowen, or alternatively a Paqueta, being able to catch on those balls, preferably the fast ones, preferably Bowen and Kudus. It ain't going to be long ball up to today's Fellaini, is it? That is a tactic that Moyes loved at Everton. Was the sort of cross ball up to the chest of Fellaini.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that could be it. He could be using Souček as a foil. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see it. But all I'm saying is this: if what you're saying is true, then what he's doing is he's just found someone that he thinks can execute that pass better, so that we can facilitate a long ball game. And that's just a bit of shit. But look, it is what it is.
I'm trying to strip my thinking back to the basics, right? Because that is what he will do. He will do the basics.
Yeah. But sorry, go on, Fordy.
Yeah. I just wanted to. I just want to tell you a quick. Like if John was on, I'd be able to sort of explain this to him as well. It's a few years ago when I was watching West Ham, season ticket holder, and I badly broke my leg in 1994, and I was disabled for 12 years, and I had this cage thing on my. I had this thing called an Ilizarov cage on my leg, and I had that on for 18 months. And this black taxi driver, funnily enough, called John. So he saw me and my son, who was about 9, 10, 11 at the time, and he saw me with my son, and he used to say, he said to me, you're struggling to get up to the station. He went, I'll give you a lift home. So he gave me a lift home, and then what he did after that was he contacted me and he said, do you want picking up for the next home game? And I went, that's very good of you. So he picked me up the next home game, drove me to the game, drove me back again, and that went on for about 2 seasons. Absolutely brilliant. He was phenomenal, absolutely brilliant, John, and he did all that. But that time, we were going to games under Redknapp, and we were watching, Di Canio and Coley and Karen, and we were watching superb football. We didn't always win. It was absolutely brilliant. And my son we'd get up, and my son was up like 9 o'clock in the morning. He had his West Ham jacket on, whatever, and he was like, come on, Dad, let's go. You know what I mean? He was like, I've got to wait till John gets here. You know what I mean? But he couldn't wait. And the Di Canio volley, me and my son was there, and I remember the ball floated over. Di Canio executed it, fantastic goal, and I turned to my son to give him a hug, and he had tears in his eyes. He couldn't believe what he'd just seen. Yeah, such a beautiful thing, such a beautiful goal. And that's what I mean about. I had conversations with you about this at Luton. That's what I feel in terms of the fact that I want to be entertained. I want to get up in the morning and think, I'm really looking forward to today. I'm really looking forward to today. I mean, my son's grown up now. He's 33, and he's sort of a few times this season. He's turned to me and he's gone, "Oh, Dad, I really can't be arsed." You know what I mean? It's it's the football, But this season, we was there at Arsenal, we was there at Spurs, and fantastic memories, fantastic nights. And we've had some good results, but as well as I do, the Spurs game and the Arsenal game, we could and should have lost both games.
Yeah,
but, the backs to the wall thing, and what you've alluded to, what you've said quite frankly, in terms of like our early season results, beating Chelsea, they played us off the park. Brighton. If we had sorry, the Brighton, I've lost my train of thought there, but the goalkeeper got man of the match in the Brighton game, and at the end of the day, I just want to be like you. I just want to be entertained. I want to be entertained. I want to go. I don't think it's much to ask for, but Moyes has got this way of playing, and it grinds out results. I mean, the Sheffield United game the other day was a prime example. We go there, that game. Yes, some decisions went against us, but we should be beating a team at the bottom of the league. And then they proved in their next home game by getting smashed at home in the cup.
Basically, he's efficient. Moyes is an efficient manager. That's what he is. It's just it's just efficiency. It isn't really anything about. Yeah. It's not about football. It's purely about how can I win this game, not worrying about anything else. And when you look at, I watched the Xabi Alonso press conference where he was quizzed about Klopp, and he spoke about Klopp's career, and he said, look, he said it isn't just his success; it's the way that he's done it. And what these managers do, because it isn't just about winning. It's about it's about how you entertain the fans and how you kind of embrace everyone within the club. And I am sorry, if you've got such a disdain for entertainment, then you're never going to be a true fan favourite. You're never. David Moyes could be at a club for 15, 20 years. He's never going to be adored like fucking Klopp is at Liverpool. He's never going to be adored like that because he doesn't really give a fuck about anything other than just winning and doing just enough. Just enough. That's all he cares about. So he's an efficient manager, but never one for me that's going to be universally loved, no matter what he does. He won't.
No, he won't. He won't.
But anyway, Fordy, I'm going to let you go, mate. That's a great call.
Thanks, Fordy.
All right, mate. No worries.
Lovely. Good to talk to you.
Absolutely, mate. I'm going to pluck up the courage to ring in, and I will ring in other times when after matches and stuff like that. But just keep doing what you're doing. And definitely sort that meet up out, and we'll get together and maybe have a big thing and invite a few people and whatever. And I know you said something was in the pipeline and you're trying to sort something, but that would be brilliant because it'd be great to see you and John again and meet Gary and Mickey.
Absolutely. Cheers for that, Fordy.
See you later.
All right, mate. See you soon.
Thanks, mate.
All right, bye-bye.
Right, I've got a couple of calls. I've got a few people going to phone back, so don't phone in yet. I've got a couple of missed calls. 1 minute. Where are we? Let's phone. Yeah. Black Country, you're next.
Looking through to see. Oh, Black Country. We haven't spoken to him for ages.
No. Hello. It's Nick from Claret and Booze. Who are we talking to?
You're talking to Yankee from the Isle of Dogs.
Yankee from the Isle of Dogs. Yankee from the Isle of Dogs. Can you turn your TV down for us, please?
Of course I can.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.
How are you?
Very well, mate. Very well. How are you?
I'm good. I got a good story for you and your brother.
Go on, him.
Do you remember when we lost the game? I think it was fucking 3-1 or 3-0. We got trashed really bad.
Which against who?
Oh, that I forgot because I was so fucking drunk that night.
Okay.
But the next day, it was a Monday morning, and I told you I live right by Canary Wharf when we first spoke. Well, I have a scooter parked right by the high-rise where Sufel and Suchek live.
Okay.
I'm unlocking my scooter on a Monday morning, hungover like a son of a bitch. And I look up on the corner of my eye, and who comes walking by? David Moyes.
Oh, really? Did you trip him up?
I swear to God, I had to do a double take. You know what I mean? I looked at him. I was kneeling down. I stood up. I said, "Good morning, Mr. Moyes." He looked at me, paused, stopped, like walking, and I said, "You know what? I think you're full of shit, Mr. Moyes." right to his face.
Did you really?
Said, I think you're. I swear to God, I said, "I think you're a bullshitter." And he didn't let me continue because his minor behind him was a young boy about 4 inches taller than him.
Yeah.
And he just like put his hand around his back and just like tugged him along, you might as well say. But then when I drove by him by the scooter, because they're headed into Canary Wharf, probably some fucking restaurant or something. And I just drove by and I beeped the horn and wink, and I kept on going.
Very good, very good.
I think
but I would like to tell you guys moan about him so goddamn much.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you do something about it?
What?
Oh, I'm looking at your faces right now. Do something about it.
What?
Go in there. I don't know, mate. Like, before you go into the stadium, start up a protest.
Why didn't you do something about it on your scooter? Listen, you had the perfect opportunity. You could have driven your fucking scooter into him. Why didn't you do that?
Oh, yeah. Perfect lawsuit.
Yeah.
Perfect lawsuit. Yeah. make a fucking claim against me and my insurance. That's a great idea, gentlemen. That's a great idea.
I think we're giving up enough of our personal time up on this crusade, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, the Moyes Out. Yeah. Look. At the end of the day, I know what you're saying, but in terms of a protest. I don't think personally that's not fair for the team at the moment. The team themselves.
No. You aim the protest strictly on Moyes.
Yeah.
You praise the team strictly on Moyes.
Yeah.
Because then Sullivan will get his. We will get his attention then.
See, I think it's a flawed strategy. The reason I say that is because I think that one of the reasons that David Moyes is so well liked by David Sullivan is because David Sullivan
makes some money.
No. It's not just that. David Sullivan has
yes man.
David Sullivan has had a big taste of what it's like to be hated by West Ham fans. He's now got a man that works for him. Who basically he's like a fire blanket. He takes all of the shit from the fans.
Yeah.
The fact that the fans turning on David Moyes, as long as we're still winning,
it's the fans' fault, mate. It's the fans' fault.
Yeah. So what you've got to do then is you've got to stop. If you really want, honestly, if you wanted David Moyes out, then all you would need to do is start targeting all of your hate towards Sullivan again. Then something would happen. Yeah. I think
exactly, mate. Why don't we start it? See, I think I've been a fan of West Ham for 24 years since I got here, right?
Yeah.
And I think totally different about West Ham than you guys do.
Yeah.
Totally different. So
in what way?
I mean, we got a team.
Explain.
We got a team right now, mate, without a quarterback.
Well, we have now. We've got Phillips.
I'm talking about a striker up front, mate.
Oh, that's not nobody. That's not a quarterback. That's your game. That's your game. That ain't a quarterback.
Mate, we got Paqueta as a quarterback. You might as well say if you want to think like that.
No,
you know what I mean?
No. But the reason we've got Phillips in place now is so that Phillips is somebody that can basically hit the channels and hit the players that we've got. And we've got some fantastic. Mate. We've got fantastic forwards. You can't knock it. At the end of the day, Paqueta, Kudus, and Bowen are basically they are the outside of Man City and Liverpool probably the best front three.
Yes, I heard you say they are numerous at times.
Well, statistically they are as well. And when you think about it, they're doing that with minimal service, minimal chances, and their numbers are fucking are really high. So they are
exactly.
Good. And if
Moyes out, players in, Moyes out.
And if we can hit them, then we will.
You've been christened as Tony Soprano. You are now Tony Soprano. We've got Arnie. You're now Tony Soprano.
As a matter of fact, I was brought up by New Jersey, you idiots.
Well, obviously.
There you go. See?
Oh, mate. All right, gentlemen. I just wanted to say hi, and I really enjoy your show.
Thank you very much. Next time you're on your fucking scooter, Tony, right? Next time you're on your scooter and you see Moyes, run him off the road, right? Do the job properly.
Hey, gentlemen, as long as you pay the money for the claim he gets and all that shit, I don't have a problem. I'll take that.
All right, lovely. All right, cheers, mate.
See you later.
Thanks for the call.
Cheers. Have a good day.
Cheers, mate.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, hang on. Black Country.
Some of the comments in there, someone posted Bada Bing.
Guys.
From New Jersey in New York to the Black Country. How are you, mate?
Are you, mate? You're right.
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Country.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I apologise for last week, Nick.
Mate, don't be silly. Don't be silly.
Crop up, mate.
That's all right, mate.
I haven't been on for a long time, so I did text you and all that shit.
No, it's lovely to talk to you, mate.
I'm on.
Lovely to talk to you.
And you guys, and you. Anyway, where's Square, Nick?
He's pretending to show interest in a newborn baby in his family at the moment. That's what he's doing. He's got. He
knew I was coming on, mate. That's what it is. That's what it is. He's full of bullshit. He is. You know what I mean? I would like a fucking Glasgow kiss off him with that brow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is a large cranium that he's got a ferry about in that cab.
It's a big.
I'll tell you what, Black Country. As you're on the phone, do you want to explain the actions of your people in the in that derby?
It's fucking classic, wasn't it?
Mate, that was bad. That was bad. Because I know obviously you've got the televised stuff which they cut, but I've seen some obviously people was videoing themselves some fan cam stuff. Fuck, it was brutal, really brutal.
Yeah.
They really don't like each other, do they? Wolves and West Brom.
No. It all stems back from the late 70s, early 80s, and obviously because I'm black country, as you know, and by my accent and all that bollocks, but. It all stemmed back from the 70s and the early 80s. I mean, they hated each other. They really do hate each other.
Well, those two in particular.
Fan, and I never. Sorry.
Those two in particular, Wolves and West Brom.
Yeah. I think it used to be West Brom and Villa, and then all of a sudden, in the late 70s, early 80s, it converted over to Wolves and Albion, and they really do hate each other. I remember when I was a kid. They used to, there's a town called Dudley, and they used to meet there, away from the grounds, obviously. And they used to just scrap each other and fight each other, and it's always been chaos.
Oh, bloody hell. Well, that was bad today. Apparently, it was triggered because Wolves fans had got tickets in the West Brom.
Brom. Bloody hell. That's a recipe for disaster. Do you have to get, I wonder if to get West Brom tickets, is all you have to do is prove you support them is wear a West Brom shirt.
I don't know why you do that though, because that's a little bit. It's a little bit like West Ham Millwall. You wouldn't go and sit in the Millwall end, would you? And likewise, you would like to think they wouldn't come and sit in ours because it's silly, isn't it?
Only if you want trouble. Only if you want.
It is crazy. It is crazy. It really is crazy. But there's always been that hatred there. Like I said, it stemmed from the late 70s or early 80s. And it was just mayhem, always mayhem. And me being a West Ham fan, I was never involved in it. You know what I mean? I never had no problems at school with it. And I remember him at school when I was like 15 or something like that in the late 70s. And they used to scrap in the playground at school and stuff like that.
Oh, bloody hell.
And then, because they used to, obviously, when we play on a Saturday in those days. And then on a Monday, when you go back to school, I was all fine with each other.
Yeah.
Play football with each other and all that.
Never had that, did we? We never had that in London. We never had like rival. I mean, look, I didn't have any. I did. We had Tottenham, Arsenal. They were all like
I had Gary. Growing up, we had loads of Millwall. I mean, Baynard was Millwall, so we literally had loads and loads of.
Yeah, but you were. I did, wouldn't you? You went to school. Yeah, but
I went to school loads and loads of people in my group, in my friends group. It was West Ham and Millwall. But to be honest. We were mates. There was no there was on a match day we were mates, but we wouldn't fight over it. But obviously that kind of it was what I'm trying to say is that
they would up there.
I don't think
they would up there. I mean, honestly, they would up there. It was just
really,
but there was kids. You know what I mean? There was. I'd say in the school. I'd say they used to play in them days. There was now like Sunday football tonight. It was just on a Saturday, wasn't it? In those days,
yeah.
And on the Friday before the Saturday, obviously, before the game, you'd have kids in the playground scrapping each other and fighting each other and all that.
Yeah.
Then you had the game on the Saturday, and then on the Monday, they'd just play football with each other.
I'm talking about.
I was in this is 70s again when I used to come down to Upton Park when I was a kid with the old man, and my uncle. I can mention now because he's been dead years. My uncle Derek, he's a big guy. He's like, I don't know, 6'2" and all that.
Yeah.
And we played Chelsea and we lost 1-0.
Yeah.
And on Green Street, what was that Greek restaurant now? I think it was
on Green Street.
No, it was on Green Street. What was he called?
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you, Keith, in a minute.
Yeah, go on, mate.
I'm sure it's someone like Greek Joe or something like that. I was in this Greek restaurant after the Chelsea game, and it was about mid-70s. I was about, I don't know, probably about 12.
Yeah.
And then my uncle and all these Chelsea fans walked past, and he was in this Greek restaurant, and it was like an L shape. So you come through the main door, it was straight, and then it was like an L shape. So if you went down the bottom of the restaurant, it was only a small place, and then nobody could see you. And then I remember my uncle running out, opening the door, grabbing his Chelsea fan. Because in them days, they used to wear the scarves around the wrists and around the necks and all that. And he grabbed him in, just gave him a good hard and kicked him back out.
Oh, fucking hell! But on a match day, it was obviously carnage. I mean, especially if you're going through the 70s and 80s. Yeah, on a match day, because look, football tribalism in the UK has always been massive. On a match day, at a game, it's different. It's like two armies coming together. But what I'm saying is, it didn't
playgrounds.
didn't seem to spill over in your day to day. Not in mine, anyway. It didn't spill over in day to day. Not in school.
In mine. I don't remember anybody in my school. I went to school in Stepney to start with, same school as Nick, St Mary St Michael's Primary School. Then went to St Bernard's in Bethnal Green. Nick went to in Poplar. I don't remember one fight over football.
No, loads of fights over other things, but not
loads.
Yeah,
but not over football. No.
Yeah, he used to have a look there. But like I say, it was. I'm sure it used to be Albion and Villa. That was the rivalry. Then all of a sudden in the late 70s, early 80s, very early 80s, it just converged to Wolves and Albion. And it's always been the same since. But I haven't lived up that way now for nearly 20 years.
But that being the case,
TV today, it's still the same, isn't it? By the looks of that TV footage today, you know what I mean?
But I'll tell you what, that being the case, with that being such a fucking hot derby like that, there weren't enough police presence there. I mean, it was underestimated because I'm telling you now, if West Ham drew Millwall in the cup and it was at the London Stadium, there would be more police than Millwall fans.
Oh yeah.
It would be.
It's not a Protestant Catholic thing up there, is it? Back country?
No. It's just different areas. You know, it's like probably in London, just different areas. You know, you've got the east, south, north, and all that kind of stuff. It's just different areas, but it is. West Bromwich is on the edge, where the ground is. It's on the edge of the Black Country, so it's on the edge between Birmingham and the Black Country. Where Wolves is probably more in the middle-ish of the Black Country.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't support either team, so I don't get involved in it, to be honest with you. I just remember when I was a kid, it was the same then. It started to get really, really more intense in the late 70s.
Yeah.
And I remember kids fighting in the playground, I've just previously mentioned. And on the internet for the last week and a half, it's been getting more and more tense between the fans, you know, staggering each other up.
So they've been teeing each other up.
I wasn't shocked that there was trouble here today. But like I said, I didn't see that many police there, so
do you reckon?
I don't know. So.
Do you reckon it's a bit of they've been watching Peaky Blinders before they come out and they've got a bit, cheat them up a bit? What do you reckon? Were they all dressed in the caps? Were they?
No fucking fighting.
That's different. That's different. Totally different. But,
it's a great scene, that, isn't it? No fucking fighting. It's brilliant. But anyway, Black Country. On to West Ham matters. What are your thoughts on the transfer window so far? Excited about Calvin Phillips?
A good signing.
Yeah,
a good signing. But there's rumours. Was it yesterday? Some rumours about Alvarez being dropped and all that. And I think if that twat does that, he's making a rod for his own back, unfortunately.
He really is. He really is.
He is, because we need another CDM, and we've got one now. So we need two CDMs, because I think our back line is the most weakest point in the squad.
Yeah.
I think our front three, when I'm fit, with every West Ham fan will know what I'm on about. When they're fit, I think we've got the best front three within the league.
Yes.
Liverpool. And Man City. I don't think Arsenal, because Arsenal can't score. We can score.
I think our three, if you look at Paqueta, Kudus and Bowen, that's better than Martinelli, Saka and Jesus. It is better than that. It is.
Yeah, you're probably right, actually, Nick. You're probably right, yeah. They are frightening, really are frightening. Yeah. And now we've got this other CDM. I think he's got to play Alvarez, Phillips there, right? I think he's got to let Alvarez sit, Phillips crack on, run up.
Yeah.
Because he has, I'm going back to his Leeds days, obviously, because he hasn't really played for Man City. But his Leeds days, he could pin a ball on the sixpence.
Great pass.
Pass for the ball. Great pass to the ball. Brilliant pass to the ball. And you've got to use him, to his advantages. You've got to use him with his strengths are. And if this fucking bollocks about Moyes going to fucking drop Alvarez and then bring Souček in, it's a complete waste of time, isn't it?
I don't think that's right. That's Nick's theory. I don't think that's right. I think Moyes loves Alvarez.
I know it's only rumours, lads, but at the end of the day, if he is going to do that, it's a complete waste of time signing.
Yeah, but I mean, the only reason that I say that this is the thing is because David Moyes never likes to be wrong. He doesn't. He's probably looking for ways. I reckon he's going to be looking for ways to make his original plan work. And it wouldn't surprise me if he tried to force the blame onto Alvarez, because because by taking James Ward-Prowse was signed. I've said it before. He wasn't signed for his midfield ability. He was signed for a specialism. A specialism is set pieces, and Souček is integral to that because he's probably the best box crasher we've got. Player that can attack a ball aerially. Now Dawson's gone. Yeah. So for James Ward-Prowse to succeed, Souček has to be in there as well. But I think the fact that we've been so pathetic in central midfield.
Hang on, big news. Winger and his agent have agreed personal terms with West Ham, but the clubs cannot be. Oh yeah. Oh, that's big news.
It's not. It's
all news.
Yeah, we know he wants to come here, but yeah. So that for me, I don't think by David Moyes dropping Souček, that kind of means that he's moving away from the project, which is what I'm sure would have been his driver for getting James Ward-Prowse in the summer. So what I'm saying is, he could look at this to think, if I bring Phillips into midfield and we can get James Ward-Prowse and Souček working, then I can say it weren't my player that was stopping this from happening.
Here's a clue. TalkSport's Darren Bent was saying he thinks he'll drop Alvarez to fit Phillips.
There you go.
Would be because that could come from Moyes, right? In TalkSport, right? Yeah. Now that would be absolutely fucking scandalous if you take someone as he's fucking top drawer, Alvarez. Everyone knows he's top drawer. If you're going to let Souček into the team before him, something wrong with your head.
Absolutely. Well, look. At the end of the day, I think, would you agree with that, Black Country? Bringing Phillips in solves a problem if it's replacing Souček, but if you're replacing Alvarez, it solved nothing.
Every time Alvarez has not been playing this year, we've been
that's what you just said. Doesn't solve anything at all.
No.
Doesn't solve anything, does it? No. It's a complete waste of time and space. But, We've all been saying we need another CDM.
Yes.
Just in case Alvarez does get injured. And when he does get injured, we are absolutely shite, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Come on, we are absolutely shite.
Big time.
We're terrible to watch. Yeah. There's no entertainment. It's just boring low block football. 10 behind the ball. It's absolutely fucking crap.
And we're not great. We're not great at blocking.
I'm thinking we've got two there now. And then unfortunately Alvarez does get injured. We got Phillips there. And then there's all, I know it's all rumours and all that, but there's these rumours I'm saying that he's gonna drop Alvarez because he's got 11 yellow cards as well, and I'm thinking, he wears his arse on his sleeve. Alvarez.
Well, Phillips likes a yellow card as well. He's a snappy player. He does. He can be dirty.
You need players, Nick. You need players in the middle who are snappy.
Yeah.
Who will put a foot in. I know they've got to be careful these days with VAR and all that crap thing, which is another thing I hate about football lately. But you need people in that middle there who can put the foot in, stop the opposition, and make them know that you're up against, a solid team in front of the back four. Because our back four at the moment, there's only Emerson, or he's the only decent one in the back four at the moment. So I think. Zuma, obviously, as we all know, his knees are gone and shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think in this transfer window, and I can't see us getting one. I still think we need somebody at the back. I really do.
I think a centre back would be good. I mean, especially now with because and the reason I say that is because now all we've got, like you've just said, I love Zuma, but look, he's one slip away from the end of his career. I'm sure he is. So you've got.
I think so.
Yeah. So you've got Zuma, who's he's a ticking time bomb. He is. You got Ogbonna, who I know he had a couple of great games, but look, we can't rely on him. He's a backup.
36, isn't he? He's 36. I love Ogbonna. He's done really well.
I do. I love him.
Games over the past seasons, but he's 36. You can't rely on a player like that now at that certain age, you know what I mean?
You can't. And then when you look beyond that, obviously Kera's gone, and that means we've just got Aguero and Dinos. That's it. So I know. The fact is we have got Alvarez who can play centre back, and he does it well. but he isn't. He weren't a £30 million player for his centre back prowess. He was a £30 million player because of how good he is at CDM. He can fill in at centre back. You know, so to take him out, because the thing is, look, if you're looking at both players, if you're looking at Phillips and Alvarez, I do think you're right. I think that Phillips is more of an 8 than a CDM. He can play the CDM role. He can sit. But when you saw the best of him for England, that was alongside Declan Rice, who, when he played for England, is disciplined. He just sits. That's all Rice does. He sits and he shields for England. So that allows Phillips to go and play a bit. So that could be the case with Alvarez. That's what it should be. If it is...
That's what it should be.
Yeah.
That's what it should be.
Yeah.
Also interesting.
That's what it should be. But all I'm talking about now is the rumour. I know it's rumours. Don't get me wrong. I know it's rumours. But the rumours are that he's going to drop Alvarez. And we all know he's going to put Suchik there. What's the point? What's the point in signing? I know I'm signing a loan, right, to the end of the season. But what's the point in signing Phillips then?
Well, I'll tell you what. If he does that, if he drops, if we've got an Alvarez on the bench or at centre back, or at centre back, either way, he's been dropped in my opinion. Whether because you've dropped him, I think if you're putting him in as a centre back or on the bench, you've dropped him. That's what you've done. You've taken him out of his position for this other player. What you've said is this player's better than you in CDM. That's what you've done. And if he does that, and we retain James Ward-Prowse and Souček, and it don't work, and because he'll stick with it, it will take a few games. He'll persist. If you have a couple of bad games, 2 or 3 games, I'm telling you, he's like you said earlier on, Black Country, he will be making the biggest of all odds for his fucking back because everyone will turn on him. They will. People love Alvarez.
Sorry to hear that, Dave Diamond. By the way, you've just been sorry, Black Country, hang on a minute. Been fighting cancer for a year. It's just. I agree with what you say. If he drops Phillips, Alvarez for Phillips, I think we're all saying it.
Yeah.
You know, how can he do that? I just can't. I honestly can't believe he can do that. I can believe he leaves Souček in the side because I just don't believe he's going to drop him.
He is never once taken off anyone other than Alvarez in midfield this season. Not once has he taken off. When he's had those 3, it's always Alvarez that is the expendable one.
I think it's easy for next Thursday because Paqueta won't be back. So he will play JWP on the left-hand side probably, and he'll cram them all in together, right? That's what he'll do. Did you see that? But anyway, I hope you improved, Dave. I hope it's not...
Yeah, good. Best of luck, Dave.
In excess of 18 million euros.
Yeah, so 15 million, about 15 million quid.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, so... But yeah. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, obviously we're wildly speculating here because we're reacting to what's on the internet, you know, coming through Sean and X, and what they're basically saying is, if you look at it from the outside in, is that this deal was almost done, and somebody's had a whisper in Sullivan's ear, whoever that is, we don't know, and it's turned Sullivan off of it. He's gone, no, we're paying too much money for this player. But we know that this is a
team. Guys, it stinks, doesn't it? It stinks. It sounds like an agent to me.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I haven't done much research on this, to be fair, but it's only just come out this afternoon, hasn't it? But didn't Kudus play for the same Danish side as this Osman?
No, he came through the same academy. He came through the same academy, I think. Did
he play for the same side though? I think he played for the same Danish side. I think.
What Nordsjælland?
I think he did.
Who did?
He did. I'm not 100%.
Well, Kudus. I'll double check. I'll have a look.
Kudus. Oh, he did go there. He did go over there, didn't he? He did go to Denmark.
I'm going to tell you now. Kudus.
Yeah.
Kudus.
Yeah. And I've done a bit of research on that. Only the last.
He did play for Nordsjælland. He had 2 seasons for Nordsjælland.
Yeah.
In 18, 19, 19, 20. Yeah.
This is Kudus now. I'm trying to interrupt, but this is Kudus now at 18 years of age, the same age as this Osman, right? This young kid who's trying to get over. Yeah. Kudus played 18 years of age. He played 26 games.
Yeah.
He scored 3 goals.
Yeah.
2 assists. Right. Now this young kid, Osman, is that how you pronounce it? Yeah. I think he's played. Oh, let's get this right. Is it 19 games?
I'll open it up. I'll have a look.
No, not that many.
I think it was 19 from memory because I've
19, and I think he scored 5 goals and 3 assists.
Right. So,
that's
he's taking
me.
That's amazing that you've made that link. Actually, well done. We none of us spotted that.
Nope.
Don't forget.
Right? So you've got that. You've got all that intel, right? At the end of the day, okay. He's only 18. Old's Kudus now. Is he 24?
He's 24 now. He's 24. Yeah. So
24 now. So I'm on about progression now with the club. I'm on about progression.
Yeah.
Right. If we don't get this player, I think in the next 4 days, Brighton's going to get him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if Brighton get him, they'll keep him for a couple of seasons. You know what Brighton's going to do? He'll come into the side. He'll be probably a very, very good player, and then they'll sell him on for around about, I don't know,
ridiculous
50,
money. Ridiculous
something
money.
like that. Yeah, some ridiculous money, and we've lost out again because you know what I'm like with Sullivan, Nick. You know what I'm like, right?
Yeah.
I can't stand the guy. I didn't want the guy to take over, and this is another piece of evidence the way Sullivan runs the club.
Yeah, it will be. I mean,
if it turns out that way with me, because the next 4 days is going to be very, very interesting. Because if Brighton sign him, then I'm going to watch that very, very closely. And if what I'm thinking is going to happen in the next couple of seasons or so, and then we'll see.
Well, it's Brighton. What it is, you've got Brighton and Brentford are the two teams that really want him. They're hot on him, and they are the two teams they are the two teams that are huge and successful with their scouting of players. You know, so
I don't think Craven we can say to Savio. Savio weren't even a footballer, was he? I think what Black Country's saying here, which is a really bloody good point, is this could be, no player is going to be the same as Kudus, right? But this could be Kudus at the stage before.
Gary, it could turn out to be better. It could turn out to be better. You don't know.
It could.
You know,
but this is even better than paying 35 million for a player.
Yeah.
It's bringing someone in with the raw materials. You know, he must. You know, his stats must be great. Everything. You know, all of the data for this player must be great because he's got his data scientist now, hasn't he?
Yeah,
do all that analysis. So yeah, and two Moneyball teams want him, Brentford and Brighton. So he must have potential.
Yeah.
You're rather buying for 18.
He's 23, and there's something just come up now. Sorry, guys, to interrupt you, mate.
That's all right.
And I reckon the deal's back on again now.
Yeah. So it's on and off, it's up and down. But this is one of those things where you end up playing 35, 40 million for a Kudus that's ready to go, or you pay 15 million for someone and you take a gamble in that, see how it develops, right? See how it develops.
Yeah. Well, look, it's always a gamble, but do you know something? It's a gamble buying anyone. You can go out and buy a £50 million striker, they break their leg. They might not. I'll tell you what. Buying a £50 million player, someone like Skamaka or Haller or someone like, or any striker. I'm convinced you could pay 40, 50 million for any striker. That's the gamble of all gambles for David Moyes because he can't work with a striker, and then you'll probably end up selling them for 50% of what you bought them for in a year.
Yeah.
So they're always a gamble.
But this is what Brentford and Brighton do so well, right? This is what Brentford and Brighton do so well. They don't succeed with every single player, but they do buy players at this level pretty much en masse every season. And they play them in their reserves or the youth team, and they develop them, and then they get first team time, game time, right? And that's, if we can do that, because 18, 19s with some first team experience in quite a physically tough league, he's not a million miles away from getting some minutes in the first team, is he?
No, not at all. No, I don't think so. No. But anyway, Black Country, thank you very much for the call, mate. Lovely to talk to you.
Country. Mate. It's been a long time, and I'll make sure it's not so long next time.
Yeah, right. Definitely.
And next time, Nick, get Square Neck back on. All right?
He'll be back on. He'll be back on soon. He's a fair weather claret and boozer anyway. Yeah. He'll be back on soon. All right.
Okay, guys. Take care.
See you later.
Cheers, mate.
See you later. Bye-bye. Bye.
So let's go back through a couple of I've got some starred ones, right? So right. Where we got? Because we're talking about Paul Sullivan said it's about St Mary's and St Michael's. You're 59, you had one in your year. Well, that was either our brother or our sister, Paul. Yeah. Chalk and cheese. Stephen on the line.
Gary?
Yeah. Oh, is this Gary?
Hi, Nick. How are you?
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Let
Hello, Gal. All right, mate? Yeah.
Hello, Gary. Let me just run through a couple of these comments, and then the floor is yours. Right, St Paul's Way. Me and Nick live around the corner of St Paul's Way, down Bow Common Lane.
I went to St Paul's Way when they amalgamated with St Bernard's and became
Blessed John Roach.
Blessed John Roach, yeah.
Yeah, and I used to go to the youth club at St Paul's Way, and a couple more. Went to Olga Primary.
That weren't St Paul's Way. It was Philip Howard, wasn't it? Philip Howard.
Yeah, it was Philip Howard. Yeah.
It used to be Philip Howard, and they amalgamated with St Bernard's. And, became
Paul's Way.
Roach,
Still there, I think. It's still there, still going.
Yeah.
Morpeth. I went into Morpeth a few times for other reasons. Right. This is my favourite bill. He'll stick Alvarez on the left and call him a false winger.
Yeah, well, he would be. All of his left wingers are fucking false wingers anyway. Anyway, look, let's get on to Gary anyway.
Yeah.
Go on, what?
Right, yeah.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm all right, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've just listened to this debate about who he's going to drop. I think he will drop Souček. I think everyone's got so obsessed he won't drop him. I think he will. I mean, because if you mean a couple of seasons ago, when he was trying to sign Calvin Phillips, if he'd have got Phillips then, I think he would have dropped Souček then and played him and Declan Rice together. So I think he will drop Souček, personally. You know, none of us know 100%, but I think he'll drop Souček.
Well, look, I bloody hope so, but we'll see.
He won't drop Alvarez. He won't. I think, Nick, when you say about Alvarez comes off sometimes, I think it could be down to fitness issues, you know, with Alvarez. I wonder. But, you know,
it's not. He's always done it, right? He's done it a couple of times when he's been on a yellow. Only a couple, right? Only a couple. But it's when we need to change the game, when we're chasing the game in particular, right? And what he does is he takes Alvarez off and he leaves James Ward-Prowse and Souček on. That's what he does. He does it every time.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, but I think he will leave Souček out. Which, end of the day, like I spoke to you the other day, Nick, about this. You know, Souček's on the bench. You've got Antonio coming back. Even Ward-Prowse could get dropped. You know, the bench is Johnson now. You got, you know, the bench is stronger than it has been previously, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I was talking to you the other day, Nick, weren't we, about this thing? I listened to you on Hammers chat, talking to Gio. It's quite a fascinating chat about Paqueta. And I said to you on the phone, it's interesting sometimes. It's not always a right and a wrong, because you were debating about not playing Paqueta on the left, and Gio was saying about in the middle, but you both made valid points. It got me thinking, really. Obviously, at the moment, if you played Paqueta in a free up front, so say you played Alvarez, Phillips, and say Ward-Prowse, for example, then obviously what you've got the two holding players. He can move where he wants to. He can move inside. But on the other point, which also your point, which is very valid, he is our best player, Paqueta, and surely you play your best player in his best position.
Basically, he's stored out on the left, but he's so good that you still have to involve him in the game. And what Paqueta does is he does basically do what he wants. You know, he does want. But what he wants is in the middle. Everything that Paqueta creates, everything that's good from Paqueta comes from a central area. It does. Now he still does that when he's played on the left. But if you notice, a lot of the time he is stored out there. But there shouldn't be look, it's the phase in the game where Paqueta can come inside. No. Paqueta should just be inside. He should be in the middle. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. He obviously links up well with Emerson down the left. That's the one thing I will say.
But he'll still do that. He'll still do that, Gary. He'll still link. He won't never link with fucking Emerson again. Of course he will, because he goes up and he gravitates out that way anyway, and he will always link up with Emerson. So, and he always did. He always did do that before they stored him out on the left.
Yeah. What I really want is to get this left winger in. I mean, we really are. It's going to transform us, you know. If you imagine, like, it's Osman or whoever comes in on the left-hand side and he starts getting game time, I mean, obviously, the deal, because it sounds to me like Osman wants to come here.
Yeah.
So he might dig his heels in, you know. But you imagine, like, him and Bowen and could do this up front, and then Paqueta dropping into the midfield with Phillips and Alvarez behind it. That would be brilliant. You know, you'd have so much. That would be fantastic. Because I think at the moment, this reminds me of a couple of seasons ago. You remember the season where we got the January, but then we did absolutely nothing in the window.
Yeah.
And we got to the semi-final, but we fell away. And then for the 2 seasons under Moyes, we could finish 6th and 7th. The top 4 was on, wasn't it? It was on. We were there. And I'm glad now that at least they're trying to push some players through. Yeah. I said to you, Nick, the other night, I think you've got Liverpool, City and Arsenal. That's your top 3.
Yeah.
The 4th spot is wide open, maybe even a 5th spot. Now, you've got Villa and Tottenham. Now, any of our front 3 walk into their teams. and our midfield now. I think I'm not saying we will get top 4 this season, but we've got every chance.
Mate, you're right. With the team that we've got, especially when you look at it on paper, with what you could do with our team, there is no reason whatsoever. We're every bit as good as fucking Villa. Right, so well, we're not because we haven't got the manager. But the fact of the matter is, when you look at what we've got on paper now, when you look at the tools that David Moyes has been given, like Gary said earlier on, he said, "I need Calvin Phillips. I need him." So we're paying £500 a week, which is what it costs. 500 grand, 500 grand a week to pull Phillips in and give him his player that he needs to push us over the fucking line. So yes, you're right. Because it shouldn't just be about sitting in 6. If you want to stay there, you've got to push for more. You know, I believe that. It ain't because you can't hold 6. You can't hold it. So the only chance that we've got is if we're ambitious and we go for more and we go and try and beat teams. Teams that that's what we got to do. He can't fuck around. He can't be content. You don't get to stand still in football. So this is a season that we could penetrate the top 4. Do I think we will? No, I don't.
No, I didn't say we would. I said we could. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean the thing is also, we're getting players in. Moyes and the board must realise there's an opportunity there to break into the top 4 because the fact that they're pushing these deals through. You know, if we get Champions League football, that's going to be money well spent. Yeah. But I mean, it's been a bit stranger because you've had this before Christmas. That spell in December, we've beaten Arsenal, Tottenham, Man United, beat Wolves. We beat everybody, didn't we? I mean, it's unbelievable. We 4 clean sheets in a row, and then suddenly we lose Kudus, Bowen, and Paqueta, and then we draw with Brighton, we draw with Sheffield United. I mean, I'm telling you, if we had our players team out, we'd have won both them games. And forget the FA Cup match. But I mean, but
the fact is, any club could say that when we played Brighton at our place, and they had none of their players. You could say the same thing. They didn't have Matoma. They didn't have all those players. When we played Newcastle and they didn't have any of their players, any team throughout a season will say if we had our full rotor of players, we could have won that. Yeah. You know, we had all
the front three missing. The whole lot was taken away, and Alvarez.
Yeah, no,
we had over half a team missing. So it's been a bit of a false thing in a way.
When we played Spurs, Gary, you cited that as a great example. They had 10 injuries when we played them.
That's 10.
Yeah. They missed. They had Madison missing,
they were missing. They were missing all of their centre halves. Basically, I think one of them came back, but most of their defenders they had 9 or 10, something like that. You know, they're just getting back to full strength now, and Son has gone to the Asian Cup, hasn't
he? Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just pleased that we're getting these signings in. I'd love to keep them getting
signing, Gary, and it's a loan.
Yeah, well.
Cups.
There's more to come, I think.
Well, we ain't got long. You said there's more to come. No. It's the 28th, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not West Ham, like, always leave it late, and they always leave it late.
But can I ask you something? Why are we leaving? Why are we leaving it late now?
David Gold is going to tweet from beyond the grave. Don't go to bed. Isn't he?
I honestly don't get it. I mean, so what does that mean? So basically, we've got a song. It's Sunday now. We've got until Wednesday to sign players. That's it.
Nick,
got until Wednesday.
Paul Sullivan went to school in the same year as Lorraine, right? St Mary's and St Michael's, our sister. She was also a season ticket holder, by the way. She lives down in Bournemouth now. And she'd been to West Ham, probably Eastbourne. She's been to West Ham probably more than we have actually over the years. Yeah. But
I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you, Nick and Gary, to both of you. With this Osman, I mean, from your point of view, if he was like in charge of transfers, would you go beyond the 15 million? For him?
I would. Of course you would. Why wouldn't you? You know, I mean, at the end of the day, we paid 12 million for Danny Ings. Why wouldn't you do that?
I know.
I think if you can't commit.
What are they asking, Nick? I saw somewhere they're asking 17 million.
No, they want 18 million in euros. 18 million euros. It's about 15 million.
Oh, euros.
Yeah.
So what's the? So yeah.
I don't think it makes any difference. If you're arguing over $1 million, $1.5 million, I think that's no reason to not get the deal done. If it's another $5 million, I see the reason why you don't get the deal done. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, what? Fuck it. I mean, what we're gonna? I mean, look. The other thing as well. I mean, you could look at it another way, right? So flip the conspiracy completely. It could be exactly as I've said. Now, look, this could be the other one, right? Now, this could be that basically Tim Stuyton could be fucking around for all we know, because listen, it could be because David Moyes needs a tool to carry on and complete the job. So this is looking at it from a different angle. From Tim's, let's say Tim's thinking, I don't want this bloke here in the summer. I don't. I want that money. I want to get my man in, and I want to fucking build a new team with all of the money that we stockpile. Then he could be thinking along those lines as well. So maybe it could also be Stuyton and Sullivan as well. We don't know. No one knows. All we'll know is what the public kind of is what we get told by the same people. What we're fed. It could be a strategy. It could be look, fucking give him that loan. That's a player he wants. Let's face it, Tim. He ain't going to play Osman. He's not going to do this. He ain't going to play any of them. Why don't we just keep our money for the summer, see what he fucking does, you know? And if he does do amazingly, then we'll talk about it then.
I did read somewhere that, you know, like Noble, Stuyton and Moyes all rated this player, all wanted Osman, all three of them. No, there is a dispute, Gary, because this narrative comes from Sullivan, who speaks to Sean, who speaks to X, and they come out and they say, oh, these players, you know, they all like them. They all want this player. They all want this. What they're trying to portray is a galvanized team that everyone is signing off on. Well, I'm sorry, Calvin Phillips is not a Tim Stuyton fucking player. He ain't. No, that's Moyes.
That's Moyes, right? So, so all of this crap that you get fed, Moyes don't even know who Ibrahim Osman is. He don't. You know, he's never heard of him.
I read. Apparently, when they did this dispute, it's something one wants and one don't. But apparently, they all rated him. So, but only what I read. I mean, but
what I'm saying is, this is what you read. This is what we get fed. They're trying to portray. They're trying to portray a happy camp where all of them have agreed on this player. No, Tim's come to the table with a player that he's found, and basically, what I'm assuming they've got is a power of veto, so they can each veto each other's deals. Probably what's happened is Tim's gone, well, look, if he wants Phillips, it's a 4-month deal, fine, whatever. He signed off on it. And the same with Moyes. You know, they'll go, Moyes, are you all right with this deal? So if he wants his player, then obviously Moyes has got to sign off on Tim's player.
Steinberg just tweeted, we're back in for Jota on loan. So that could be.
Yeah, what do you make of Jota? Have you seen much of him? Have you seen much of Jota? Because I don't know much about him.
Did you not see my opening intro, Gary?
No, I missed the start of the show. I came on early.
No, we're back in for Jota. So Nick did a dedication. Good, Nick, play it.
Well, Gary, I'm going to play it. I'm going to play this for you, right? So
listen, Gary, you'll love this.
Right, are you ready? There's a little video as well. So if you're watching it on your phone, you'll be able to see it and hear it.
Right, I've been asking for this.
Have they asked him to replay
it? Yeah.
When you score, you make the West Ham sings. Jota on the wings, Jota, Jota on the wings. Every time you're on the ball, we know it's gonna be a goal. A superstar from Portugal. When you score, you make the West Ham sings. Jota on the wing, Jota, Jota on the wing. Every time you're on the ball, we know it's gonna be a goal. A superstar from Portugal. Da 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 la 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 la. Da 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 dum. La da 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 dum. La da da da.
This song is available for download on Spotify and iTunes. No, it's not really. Welcome to the Sunday Night Talkhammers show here on Claret and Booze. Coming you ads. That is everything you need to know about Jota, right? There you go.
So does he play? Is he a left-sided midfield player, same as Osman? Is it the same position, or is he more central?
No, he's no. I think he can do a bit of everything. He can play across the. Well, he can't play as a striker. He's too little. But he can play. He can play. The three players. You know, we play a 4-2-3-1. He can play anywhere in that three. So he can play right, left, number 10. He's a tricky player. I'll tell you what, he can finish. The more I've seen it, the more I've seen of him, I really want him. There is truth in the fact he is slight, he is small. But look, Lanzini was lightweight. He's got a bit of pace about him and all.
I was going to say to you, I did read somewhere one of the other channels they were talking about this, and they said someone was talking to a couple of Celtic fans about Jota. They said he's a great player, but they wonder whether he'd be a little bit lightweight for the Premier League. I don't know where, how true.
Yeah, well, look. At the end of the day, the Scottish League is not full of little men. It's a little bit Championship-like. They're all big, strong blokes. You know, they do put in big, crunching tackles, and he used to skip past them. So I'm not being funny.
Yeah.
Why not? You know. Look, put it this way: if he's a replacement for Benny, I'm telling you now, that is a massive upgrade.
It is
a big upgrade. A big upgrade.
Yeah,
a big upgrade.
Yeah,
we are the.
I mean, also, I would like to see it sort out this defence as well. I mean, it seems to be we're constantly behind centre halves. I mean, every season we seem to be able to upgrade. I mean, Aguilar's probably not going to work, is it, long term? Yeah. I'm not sure about Magrafana. Bonner's getting on a bit. Zuma's injury prone. So obviously, I think maybe in the summer they're going to have to address the centre back.
There's a question here. What? Have we ever had a good Portuguese player?
We had Danny.
Yeah, Danny.
We had Danny.
Do you remember he scored at Tottenham, didn't he?
You know, well, where Redknapp said he didn't know whether to play him or fuck him.
Is that
because he was a good looking boy, wasn't
he? What's his name? Paulo Futre.
Yeah.
What about the one that got promoted, Ricardo Vaz Tay?
Oh, Vaz Tay. Yeah, no, definitely
genius. How about Luis Boamorti?
I will say, listen, everyone, if you haven't seen the Ricardo Vaz Tay Ironcast, which is the West Ham podcast, what a man. Honestly, great guy. He's par through football, and he spoke about the chance at West Ham. I'll tell you what, made me think about Sam Allardyce a little bit different, because he gave him his big chance. He signed him at 16, didn't he?
He did.
Sam signed him at 16 for,
João Mario. Yeah. Hugo Porfirio was a good player.
Yeah, there you go. We've had loads. We've had loads of them.
Portuguesers.
Loads of Portuguesers. Font.
What I was going to say to you, one last thing. In terms of the Premier League, I mean, we're sitting sixth, and we've got a chance to pull away from you. If we can beat Bournemouth Thursday, Man United playing Wolves away, that's a tough ask. Wolves are good at home. They've beaten Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham, and beaten all the teams at home. If we can win that and they lose, we're 6 points clear of Man United. Would have been 8 if we'd have not been robbed by VAR at Sheffield United. So we've got a chance to really open up a gap and also keep in touch with. Because I think we can overtake Tottenham and Villa.
That for me, the Bournemouth game is a big test, because Bournemouth are genuinely, legitimately a very good team now. They're a good team. Yeah. So it's going to be a big test for us.
News, Nick? With I mean, we've got Bowen.
Paqueta's back in training.
So do you reckon he'll play Thursday?
I reckon so.
Amos Mikey. Yeah. Is it Amos McMikey? Is he up in Scotland, is he?
He's at McMikey at the moment, yeah.
McMikey. Yeah.
Look, what about Alvarez? Is he fit? Alvarez should be fit, shouldn't he, as well?
Alvarez,
Alvarez is fit. He's fit. Yeah. And the first thing he did in training the other day was smash into Phillips to say welcome to West Ham. He did.
Michael Levy Jr. says, Gowie, I did weed somewhere, Watford. but yeah, no. Vaz Tay was brilliant for us when he didn't play much when we got promoted, did he? Let's face it. But
no.
He was brilliant. He was very important.
Very important. Came back though, didn't it? If you watch that thing, it's a shame. It's a shame. But he did say back then he had a bit of an attitude problem. He said, he seems really grounded now, doesn't he? But back then, when he had the mohawk and everything else, I think he was, but he's very deep.
He wasn't talking about that. He was completely different when he came to West Ham the second time. He was talking about when he was young. He said he was arrogant and he had a problem, and he was very grateful for the fact that West Ham gave him his second chance, effectively. It was really good, really good.
He also said that he reminded us.
Funny what you said about Jota. Sorry, carry on.
He reminded us that Upton Park was a fucking horrible, hostile place to play in when the mood wasn't good.
Yeah. No, he did. But nice. Look, it's exciting. At the end of the day, we all like tricky, flicky players. That's what Jota is, So you can go on and talk about his lightweight, but you know what? I'll give it a go. Absolutely. He's exactly the type of player that we like. Is he? Can he play with his back to defenders and do any good when we're hoofing balls at him? Probably not. But if we're playing good football and we're working the ball up the field and giving him the ball in dangerous areas, that man will make stuff happen. He will.
He will do the magic.
Nick, I was going to say to you, we're also looking at fullbacks. We've got the Japanese guy at right back we're supposed to be linked with. And also, I saw the Babylon Iron show the other day. They're quite informative and they're quite good on the technical stuff. Yes. And he's a left back in France. He's 21.
You say that whenever you come on, Gary. I hope you do the same thing and do a bit of cross promotion whenever you go on other shows.
Go on. Yeah. Babylon Irons. I was watching at Claret and Boozy the other day. No, I was going to say, he said he's left back. He's basically really, really good. Strong, good. I can't remember his name. Have you seen that?
Bradley Locke. Bradley Locko. Bradley Locko from Brest.
He was really raving about him. He's really is good.
Yeah, he's a good player. But the thing is, Gary, with all due respect, he's the highest rated left back. He's second highest rated left back in the Ligue 1. You ain't got to be a genius to see that. He's brilliant. He's a really, really talented player. 21. Yeah. And, you know, that's as far as you need to go. He's got all the attributes. He can play left back, left wing back, and left wing. So it looks like it looks like we've identified two players in Loco and Sugawara that could play and fulfill our 3-4-3 formation.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is Stuyden's work. These are the couple players that Stuyden's find. It's not Moyes' players. These are Stuyden's players. You can clearly see, can't you? Moyes like some oven ready, so to speak, in the Premier League proven with Stuyden.
Preferably having played for a Manchester team as well. You know, that's always good. Oven ready and played for either Man United or Man City.
Let's face it, Phillips will work, right? If it didn't work, that's a miserable disaster. The only way it doesn't work, Gary. Gary, I think there's a huge element of luck needed because he's injury prone. So him coming. Only that.
Yeah, but him coming here and breaking down with injury for 2 months is a fucking disaster.
Yeah, that is the only risk.
It's a valid point. It's a valid point.
So
hopefully,
and that wouldn't be bad luck. You've almost got to be lucky for him to not get injured because injury-prone players tend to get injured. That's why they're injury-prone. Yeah, you know. And he's had all flavours. I've researched his injury history. Bad knees, ankles, hips, back, shoulder. Big problems with his shoulder. But I suppose Paqueta did as well. Calf problems. He's had the full raft of injuries that you think of. The only thing he ain't done is a cruise ship yet. That's McMikey.
I mean,
Jockneys. I love that.
I think watching tonight, the Australian lads.
Ryan's in the chat. Ryan's in the chat.
I enjoyed. I watched a few of their shows. Very good, and you're quite close linked with them, aren't you?
Really, they're sort of part of the crew now. Really part of the crew. Hopefully, we get a few more of them on as well because obviously we get Ryan on the show. But they do talk. They talk a lot of sense. I like the convict. I like the Aussie. He talks a lot of sense. I think he's really good. They're all good.
I wonder why the Celtic fans, one or two of them, said that about Jota. Because I saw another comment on just now on your show here now, and they said he can handle it. So I mean, like you're saying, I imagine Scottish League is quite a physical league. So I don't.
It's physical. It's going to be physical. They ain't be powder puffs in the Scottish League, are they? Let's face it. Not. And you've had some great players come from there as well. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, look, there might be something valid in it. There might be. Maybe he would come over here and he'd get kicked all over the place, but. I doubt it. I think to me, he looks like the type of player that win a lot of fucking free kicks. And there you go.
Yeah.
Which is what we need.
Yeah. Imagine just clubs need to agree a fee. Just imagine when Jota turns up and day one in training when they work on zonal marking for 2 hours.
Albert kicked him up in the air.
Yeah. Welcome to West Ham.
Welcome to West Ham. Where's the ball? No, we don't train with the ball, mate.
No,
Yeah, we don't do that. Yeah. Just
it'd be great if Paqueta is fit Thursday, wouldn't it? I mean, because he's back in training now, so
well, of course he is. Yeah, he's our best player. We need him.
He's not been out for months, has he? So he shouldn't be. You know, it's not like he's been out for 2 months or something.
No, I think he's a type of player that could just stroll in from an injury and he'll be fine anyway. He just oozes class of bloke.
This is true. Everyone was injury prone under Bielsa. That's true.
Interesting to see how Ben Johnson does Thursday night.
But he's had 3 big injuries at City and he ain't played.
That's not the point.
Yeah.
He ain't played. How'd he get injured? Apparently he got injured lifting a weight in a gym. He was trying to bicep curl too much or something and he fucking got injured for 6 months.
Yeah.
Sugawara is at the Asian Cup.
I think Jota's a good game Thursday night, right back, because Cafal's suspended, isn't he?
Well, I genuinely think that this is a bit of an open goal now for Moyes, with Soufal not only being banned, he's being shit. Like Soufal's been shit for consecutive games now, like really bad. He needs what he's got to do is he's got to give Ben Johnson a run. He's got to, and he's got to put him at right back and say, right, I'm going to give you 5 games, 6 games. I'm not going to drop you if you have a bit. And just give him a fucking run and give him some confidence. And because you know what, we're trying to get him to sign a contract. Apparently, the news has come out that we're not going to give him a contract yet. We're going to do it in February. So I suppose they're concentrating on getting other deals in, but they're going to offer him a new deal in February. But the fact
he was fantastic when he came in against Sheffield United. I thought he was great. When he was driving forward, he was brilliant.
Yeah, he was.
You can play so many positions, can't he? You can play anywhere across the back four, midfield.
It would be mad. And Gary, we cannot get away from the fact that we do need to fulfil our homegrown quota. We do need English players. We do.
We do.
We have to have a couple. We've got to have 8 in 20. You've got to have 8 out of 25. Have got to be English or homegrown.
Yeah.
All right, lovely. Anyway, cheers for the call, mate.
Cheers, Gary.
Yeah, take care.
Thanks. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Right. Okay. Take a few comments, Gary, and then we'll wrap it up. We'll have an early one.
Yeah.
That's up before 10.
So bench isn't very strong. It still has Bonner and Cresswell in it. Yeah, that's right. But we ain't going to find a buyer for them. We're going to just release them in the summer. Jota turns up. Moyes calls him Osman. Yeah. Osman wins a lot of free kicks. Well, in the Norwegian league. I'd like to see. That was a great point by Black Country, by the way. So
Danish league, Gary. Danish league.
No, it's all the same, right?
It's not
one
Danish
of them Scandinavian leagues, right? One of them Scandinavian leagues, right? I'll go macro. Yeah. So I'll be interested to see if there's any footage of Kudus as an 18 or 19-year-old playing for that team.
Yeah, well, he won't be the Kudus that we see now.
No, that's what I'm saying. Just to see what stage he was at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but look. The fact of the matter is,
I think it'd be interesting.
This guy is clearly highly coveted. He is. He's been identified. You know that these Moneyball teams, such as Brentford and Brighton, have identified him. That means he ticks every fucking box in terms of metrics. He's got. You know that they look at players with an upward curve of trajectory. He can go places. That player. My God, even if you ain't got the system in place, what I'd do is I'd try and buy the players that they're trying to buy. That's all I'd try and do.
Yeah.
You know,
what are the signs that Moyes are staying? Well, look, we were getting quite worried about it at the beginning of the show, but I think we've moved past that now. We were, I don't know what happened there, Nick. We came on and we both sort of wound each other up into believing that he was staying.
No, well, look, I am wound. Because I've been reading all the conspiracies from all sides.
I know, but we don't usually read all that. We usually just, make up our own mind, don't we? So, right, let's have a look, see if there's any more. All them injuries. You said Phillips. Has had. Just sound like me now. All right, Dave Crafty. Yeah. Moyes is going to end up with too many players. Yeah, that's the problem.
No. We've only had 1 out and 1 in. It's just Kehrer and Kehrer out and Phillips in.
So the same set of players just carry on getting excluded, right?
Yeah.
How would Gary line up with Phillips and Jota? Oh, God. Well, Jota would go on the left. Phillips would go... Well, basically, our I'd use Phillips and Jota, right? Souček onto the bench you go. JWP, I think onto the bench you go. Paqueta, welcome back into the middle. So it'd be Phillips, Alvarez, and Paqueta in the middle. It would be Jota on the left. That's how I would do it.
That's how you would do it.
You'd do it the same way, wouldn't you?
I would, yeah. I don't think I've got
because that's the obvious thing to do, right? That's the obvious thing to do. That's where they play and where they're at their best. So why wouldn't you?
Yeah, no, that's right.
Which is why he won't do it.
He's got to do that though, surely.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, it'd be maddening if he didn't. I've got to be honest. I would lose my mind.
If he did that and we avoided injuries, I'll tell you what, that suddenly turns into a team that can pretty much have a go at anyone.
Yeah, I've actually got a screenshot of the team that I would. I'll put it up. Hang on, so you can have a
380 minutes in the Premier League for Man City. Yep.
Hey.
Oh, fucking hell. ITK on Cum just posted Salthouse now in for the ins and outs. Oh, brilliant. They brought Salthouse in again, has he? Brilliant. Fantastic.
Why?
Right. I don't know. I think it's, I don't know.
There you go. Take that comment off, Gary.
I don't want to mention Little Brown Envelope.
Right, so there you go. So you've got take Watford off as well. He's gone. Right, so there you go. That's Harold line up at the moment. I mean, that for me, tell me that ain't a top 6 team. You know, whether it's Jota or the other guy, Osman, out wide left. But that midfield, fucking, is just mouth-watering. You've got Emerson, Sugawara, Mavropanos and Aguirre, all progressive defenders. Get them pushed further up the field, compact the field of play. I probably would be tempted to play an inverse triangle. So you would have Alvarez as a CDM in the base, with Phillips playing as a centre pivot next to Paqueta. One of them as an 8, one of them as a 10, but sort of changing roles. But can you imagine? Can you imagine
that team could win the Europa League?
Yeah.
And it could finish 6th. That could be any team apart from Man City or probably Liverpool.
I would not entertain playing Jota until he shaves that fucking thing off his face. So it's bothering me.
No, I think the moustache is essential. It's for his balance, isn't it? That's why it's so big.
It's for his balance.
Yeah. He's got a low centre of gravity, but only when the moustache is on. Otherwise, he just falls over all the time.
But no, I think he'd be exciting. He's another exciting player. And look, he'll be keen to. I say he'll be keen to prove. He ain't got to prove himself. He's gone to Saudi and it ain't worked. He ain't dropped off.
Right, Ryan's in the fashion world. He knows we've got to keep the tash, right?
Yeah.
Tashes are coming back, aren't they, Ryan?
But anyway, Gary, shall we wrap it up and get this done? No football tonight, so it's been 2 hours. Thank you everyone for watching us. It's been lovely big numbers tonight for a no football weekend. It's been good. Lovely in the chat as well.
Yeah, it's been nice actually. It started out us getting all paranoid, and it's ended up kind of quite calm. That's what we get out of this. It's like group therapy.
Generally the way it goes.
It's like group therapy, isn't it? Yeah. So we got the transfer window and a football match on Thursday night. I'm going to the football match.
It's not the transfer window. Is Wednesday night. That's the 31st. Is Wednesday.
No, it's actually on the 1st.
Where it ends midnight on the 1st.
Shuts late on the 1st, yeah. 11 p.m. GMT on Thursday the 1st.
Fair enough. So we've got until Thursday. Well, no, look, I'll do a show Thursday night. I mean...
So you're going to do a post-match reaction and then carry on transfer window close, yeah?
Yeah, I don't mind. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Maybe do 2 or 3 hours, and Mickey will be around, won't he? And John might be around as well. You never know. Oh, John will be at the football, won't he?
Yeah. So we can do, but you can jump on as well, Gary, because you'll be back from football by then.
What? By the time yeah, of course I will. 11. Well, no, I don't think so. So.
Yes, you will. So you can jump on when you get home.
What time's the kickoff? Hang on. It's got to be. Hang on a minute. It's 7:30. Yeah, so 8:15, 9 o'clock. 9:20, 10 o'clock. Oh, it'd be like 10:30.
All right, okay.
Maybe I might get a kebab on the way home. Be 11.
Yeah, I might order myself a kebab for the show. Eat it on screen.
Yeah, good. Chili sauce all in your beard.
Yeah. But anyway, go on, Gal.
Yeah, thanks all for joining. Great show. See you in the week. Let's hope for a few more signings, and let's hope for a lovely win over Bournemouth. And Calvin Phillips gets his West Ham career off to a lovely start. Come on, you irons. I'm
going to use me Jota song again because it's probably the last chance I'm going to have to use it. He'll probably be playing for fucking Spurs, won't he? Next week. Go on.
When you score, you make the West Ham sings. Jota on the wings, Jota on the wings. Every time you're on the ball, we know it's gonna be a goal. A superstar from Portugal. When you score, you make the West Ham sings. Jota on the wing, Jota on the wing. Every time you're on the ball, we know it's gonna be a goal. A superstar from Portugal. Da 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 la 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 la. Da 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 dum. La da 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 dum. La da da da.
This song is available for download on Spotify and iTunes. No, it's not really. Welcome to the Sunday Night Talkhammers.